All right, welcome to this presentation here. Today it's going to be very interesting because we're going to find out a huge golden nugget tip here, which can help you if you're in search for a niche or if you're just looking to find more products within the niche you already have. It's actually very useful as well if you're already running some e-commerce stuff and you want to get into a new niche, or if you're starting from scratch. So the title here is Finding $2.7 million e-commerce niches, and ones where they're making 82K plus profit per month. So what will you learn from this video? So the first thing is you're going to be learning more about broad niches that generate significant revenue. You're also going to get an idea of how many products you will need to generate the specific profit and revenue targets. You're going to get a broad idea of the total revenue, cost, and profit figures. You're also going to see how much time sellers are spending weekly to maintain their business after an initial setup to maintain $82,000 profit per month. How many hours does that take? Now, what won't you learn? The process here that we're going to be using uses a website called Empire Flippers as inspiration for niches. Now, you're not going to be getting the exact products they're selling because they don't want to reveal them, and you'll see why in a second. And you're also not going to be getting specific details on the product costs. So let's take a look. So if you go to empireflippers.com, it's a site where you can buy and sell online businesses. Now, why is this useful if you're looking to, get into online business, or if you have a business that you're running? Well, what it does is it gives you a reference point. So as you can see here, they've been featured on Forbes, Huffington Post, Inc. magazine has featured them. And what Empire Flippers does is it's a marketplace where you can buy and sell businesses. Now, what makes this special in comparison to, other marketplaces is basically what you can do here is you can see the numbers which are vetted by Empire Flippers. So you can be, sure that they've done their due diligence and that the data is real. So they're not lying about their numbers. So now if we go to Visit Marketplace, you can see in the last 30 days, there have been $6.7 million worth of sales. Right now there's 88 current listings and 90% of their websites have sold. So if I click Marketplace, and then what we can see here is a listing that's broken down into different categories. So you can see that there's a lot of different ways that people that are looking to sell their websites on Empire Flippers are using to make money. So what kind of sites are there? Well, there's AdSense. So Google's AdSense program means that these sites are making money, $54,000 profit, $26,000 monthly profit, $20,000 monthly profit from having Google AdSense advertising on their websites. You can see that some also have affiliate revenue in addition to AdSense. So we can narrow that down by affiliate up here. You can see Amazon Associates. So Amazon's affiliate program. So there's somebody who has a site, they have an info product, and they also are doing Amazon's affiliate program in the hobbies niche for $28,000 monthly profit. Amazon FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon. So that's the example here for $2.7 million is what they're selling it for. And that's what they're valuing their business at. And it makes $82,000, a little over $82,000 monthly net profit. E-commerce, this is where you'll find, something like if they're dropshipping, for example, or if they're just generally selling things online in a store. If they're not dropshipping, if they're buying it in, dropshipping is where you buy one product at a time, but they may be wholesaling and buying a bunch of products at a time. And then you have software as a service here, which we're not going to be going into today. But what you can do is you can click all and you can go through and you can sort it by price if you'd like to. So monthly net profit. So now these are the highest ones that they have available out of the, I believe it was 88 listings that they have available. Right now, these are the ones that currently make the most profit. So if we take a look at it, sports. So here we go. Niche package sports. This listing is for an Amazon fulfillment by Amazon or FBA and e-commerce business created in March 2015 in the sports niche. The included Amazon Seller Central accounts feature 363 SKUs. So 363 products is what they have listed on Amazon. which are highly reviewed and bring in around 60% of the revenue. They also have a branded Shopify site, which brings in 40% of the revenue. Their Instagram has 45,000 followers. Their Facebook has 160,000 followers. And they are in the sports and fitness clothing, primarily for men. So, if you're stuck, you're thinking, okay, what niche should I do? What type of product should I sell? Here's a good way to look at it and be like, okay, well, this is somebody who is an independent business owner, and they're making money selling sports clothing and fitness clothing primarily for men. So then you can go search that and find some products based on that. So it's a very good idea how to find a broad niche and also the type of figures that you need. So, for example, if you want to get into this niche and you're looking to make $80,000 profit, you can see, okay, in order for me to make $80,000 profit, I'm probably going to have to do around $350,000 in revenue. So let's fully, let's read here as well. So the Amazon sales are done through FBA. The website sales are 90% fulfilled with the help of an external warehouse based in the US. So there you go. So they have a US warehouse. If their seller runs out of inventory for a web sale, they have used Amazon inventory to fulfill some website orders. The business is part of Amazon's brand registry program, and the seller holds trademarks for the US and Europe. The brand is in the process of being registered for China as well. So there you can see that they've branded their products and they've trademarked their brand, which is something you also would get for the sale if you do have $2.8 million to buy this. The team is made up of a project manager, a logistics person, an advertising manager, a data person, a designer, and a product development person. SOPs or standard operating procedures have been created for each role and will be provided to the buyer. The seller also evaluates the numbers weekly, manages the data, and makes decisions based on this information. Every product needs some attention, but if KPIs are properly set up, it's pretty easy to keep an eye on them and take necessary measures. So KPIs are key performance indicators. So for example, if you're looking at advertising, a key performance indicator is your cost for the advertising. You want to make sure that that is not too high so that you're still profitable. So, right here you can see they have a project manager, logistics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different people that they've hired to do this job and run the business. So the project manager oversees the progress, the logistics person handles orders, finds the best way to plan for inventory, and makes sure the goods arrive at the US warehouse on time. The design person works on photos, Amazon listings, and website product details so that everything looks as appealing as possible. The advertising person is in charge of keyword research, preparing Facebook advertising campaigns, emails, and Amazon pay-per-click and AMS. The customer support person handles the day-to-day contact by email, Facebook, website chat, or Amazon. Content is created regularly, and the seller is in the process of hiring a few freelancers for this task. So there you have it. You can see exactly what it takes in terms of the type of work involved and the amount of people involved to run a business that is making $80,000 a month in profit. So if you're looking to do the same kind of thing, even if you're starting out by yourself and you're smaller scale, you know that you're going to need to manage the whole thing like a project and look at it as something that's progressing and see which holes need to be filled and what parts. So okay, in addition to that, as a project manager, you're going to need logistics. You're going to need to be able to find a way to get the product to the customer and get the product to Amazon if it's a fulfillment by Amazon product to their warehouses. So also, handling orders, finding the best way to plan for inventory, and making sure the goods arrive. You're going to need a design person working on photos, Amazon listings, website product details. You can do that yourself when you're starting out, or if you've scaled and you're a bit bigger, or if you have some money to invest because you want to get that done professionally, you can hire somebody to do that as well. Then you're going to need to find valuable keywords and do Facebook advertising campaigns, send out emails to the customers, and then also do a little bit of pay-per-click. And then customer support. So you're going to need to handle, day-to-day contact of customers that want to find out via email, website chat, Facebook, or, Amazon inquiries. If they have a question, you're going to need to answer that. And then, of course, content is created regularly, so you're going to need to write up the content. So there's a couple other notes here. We'll just keep going down. So the start date. So the 1st of March 2015. So if you think about that, it took them 4 years to develop this business and get it up to around 80K a month. So here's the assets that you get when if you buy everything here. So you get 3 Amazon seller central accounts. So that's very valuable to know. So they're not just running one Amazon seller account with this. They've broken up their products over 3 different accounts. You get 363 products that are listed in those. You get their Shopify account, their social media accounts, their SOPs, which are their standard operating procedures. So how the whole business is run. Basically, they want it to be as turnkey as possible. If you follow this, you should be able to run it. And then you also get the relationships with their current employees. So the seller currently spends around 30 hours per week overseeing the operations and creating the strategies needed. And if you look here, you can see over time how much profit this business has done. So 80,000, 74, 130, 110, and it just keeps going on and kind of averages, around anywhere from that 60 to 80K a month mark. You can kind of see here from 2015, lost 3,300. So they kind of scaled up. You can see it really took them about a year, and then they scaled up there to 210, and they've been around here. Here are the earnings that you can see. There's the Amazon earnings. You can see how much income they generated, how much Amazon took in their fees, and then sales tax. And then this is how much for this month was transferred to their account, $276,000. And then here is their proof of traffic. So it looks like they're getting about 150 to 200,000 views per month, I believe. And here is their Google Analytics. So yeah, this is just a great way that you can use to find niches. So now that's in the sports niche. Let's look at another example. Here we go. Boom, sports again. They're making 146,000 and they only have 22 SKUs. So they have way less products, but it looks like some of their products are best sellers with high reviews and a large majority coming from the UK. So you can use this and, sign up and look at what's selling as the best sellers on Amazon in the UK in the home and sports categories. The seller only spends about 4 hours per week. So this is very different than the previous seller who makes $80,000 a month profit, but then has a team of 6 people and spends 30 hours a week. This business employs 2 virtual assistants who've been highly trained in all aspects, and then also a part-time assistant in China. And, she handles the supplier management, stock ordering, stock control, sourcing, and inspections, while also enabling the company to work with local suppliers to get better pricing. And the seller has also developed custom software to manage inventory, which is included in the sale. So that's great that he has custom software, which will save a lot of time, and you won't need another person to manage that because the software will be doing it for you. So if we scroll down, you can look at all of the profit and revenue and cost figures. You can see where they started out. And now you can basically see that in order to make $146,000, they're generating $477,000 a month to make that 146K per month. And they need about 108,000 page views per month. Here is the proof of traffic. And the proof of income, and then proof of traffic. And you can see it's just a great way. If you scroll down, there's other suggestions here. We'll just go through a couple more very quickly. Boom, again, health and fitness and sports. You're generating around $92,000 of revenue to make $19,000 of profit per month. And this is how much they're valuing their business at. And there you go. They only have 8 products, 8 SKUs. Boom. So then we'll just keep going through that. Here's another one in the beauty industry. They have $10,000 of monthly revenue, and they're using that to generate about $6,000 in monthly net profit. they have 2 SKUs. So the Amazon seller account has 2 products that aim to help in skincare. So now you go, okay, cool. It's not just beauty, it's skincare. You can go and look at the skincare niche and see if you can find products there. But you know, okay, there's definitely a lot of money in skincare. And if you do a business that, you do it right, if you start generating around $10,000 in revenue, it's possible to do that with only 2 products and only putting in an hour per week into the business, researching new products and managing inventory. And then outside of Amazon, there's a Shopify site, but that's only responsible for about 5% of the revenue for the business. So this is just another benchmark, and it's really good just to see what's possible. A lot of the time when you're looking for products, you might only find big brands, and you think like, okay, for example, skincare, you're looking there, you're like, okay, it's a tough space, maybe only the big brands can win. But here's an example of an independent seller who isn't a huge beauty company. They're, just somebody who seems like they're just doing it very independently. They're spending about 1 hour a week on the business, and they're able to generate $6,000 of profit. And if you look here at the graph, you can see it's been pretty consistent for the past year or so. Let's go to all. And all of these figures are verified by Empire Flippers, and that's what makes this site so great compared to many other sites, is that all of the income and the traffic is verified. And then you can look here at their screenshots of their income from Amazon. And here's another example in the gaming niche. So $31,000 of revenue is what they need to do in order to generate $11,000. So you can see was created in January of 2018 in the toys and games niche. The business has 8 SKUs, so 8 products, 8 different items, an established novelty toy, and then 2 seasonal variations added in December 2018. They're the perfect gifts for kids or even adults. The seller uses Facebook ad campaigns. The business requires minimal work from the seller, and they're applying for a trademark. So in addition to the Facebook ads, they also have a profile with 1,000 likes, which isn't too huge. And here you go. The seller spends about 2 to 4 hours per week on maintenance tasks such as email, reordering stock, and checking on autoresponders and advertising. So of course, you're going to spend a lot more time on the business initially when you're finding the products and when you're building the brand and when you're really learning the ropes of all this. But it's good to know that it's possible, with only 8 SKUs to make 30 grand of revenue a month and 11 grand of profit, but only putting in 2 to 4 hours per week. Just checking on the stock, maintaining it with emails, checking on the email autoresponders and your advertising campaigns. Here, it doesn't even seem like he does them himself, he or she. It says the Facebook ad campaigns are outsourced to a company, saving the seller time. And if we go down, we can see the spike there to $44,000 in net profit. Started off here, $3,000. It's been pretty consistent, and then it jumps up there. Then here we go, 6,000, 6,000. 2,200. So again, it's a profitable business that they have here. It seems like it's a pretty small operation, and again, it's another niche right there. So not very specific, but it's still a good idea to be like, okay, gaming. I wouldn't have thought about toys and games, but I looked at this and now I'm like, maybe I can go online and look for something that's like a novelty toy or something that's good for kids. Here's another one, food and beverages. The monthly revenue is $55,000 and the net profit is $6,000. So in this business, it seems like their margin is quite low. So you can go through these and it's just endless. They have so many, I think about 88 right now, and there's always new listings that are there. And the other great thing about this is that when you're in the marketplace, you can also see stuff that has been sold. So you can sort by new, sold, or pending sold. So if I go to sold, you can see somebody actually bought this business, which is an Amazon FBA business in the sports industry, sports niche, and it's making $146,000 of monthly net profit at a price of $4.4 million. So that means that somebody paid $4 million for this site. And you can go and they still have the listing up. So you go, okay, cool. They have 22 SKUs, primarily related to sports and home goods. The business sells, and they have, some of the products are bestsellers. So now what we can do is look at Amazon's bestsellers. Okay, well, they said some of the products that they do in the sports niche are bestsellers. So why don't we go to Amazon bestsellers, click on sports and outdoors, and let's look. Okay, bestsellers in sports and outdoors. You have this insect repellent, you have swim goggles, sport band, more insect repellent, and then another replacement band for the Fitbit. You have this waist trainer over here. You have a vacuum insulated tumbler, all sorts of stuff here. More swim goggles. So, let's click these swim goggles over here. 9,000 customer reviews, 4 stars. This is definitely something that, if it's the number 2 product in sports and outdoors, it's definitely moving a lot of units, and it could be a potential product that you can promote. So let's go to AliExpress and let's type in swim goggles. Swim goggles. Okay. So there we go. If we sort it by the number of orders, you can see that there's these goggles here that are selling, including free shipping to the United States, for $3, $2.99, and this quality looks great. There really is only one way to find out for yourself, which is testing, but you can also look at some of the reviews to find out the quality of the products and read what other customers are saying. So if they have around, almost 3,000 reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they're probably pretty good. It is a good idea to go through and, read a bunch of the reviews and get familiar with them. But let's choose that for example. So look at this. This is selling for $11.99. So $12, you can get it for $3. So that's a pretty decent margin right there. And it seems like a product which is low cost to ship. It's not very heavy. So let's take a further look. So here's another one. So $3. Here's the other one. So now another trick that you can do here, if, for example, you don't want to sell a product where you have to wait around a month to get it because it's shipping from China, is when you type in swim goggles. So now I've sorted it by orders to find out the ones that are selling the most. You go here and you go ship from United States. Now what it will do is only find products that are shippable from the United States. So now the customers aren't going to be waiting, however long, 3 to 5 weeks to get their products. And it may even be sooner than that. The best way is to maybe ship one to yourself and see how fast it really is. But if you want to save time on doing that and pay a little bit more for your product, you can get something like this. So now what you can do is click the product, click United States, and then you can see estimated delivery 4 to 10 days. So it looks like that one's 4 to 10 days. They have 4 different colors, and you can include these as one product with different variations on your store, or you could actually just have them as 4 different products on your store, however you'd like to do it. But either way, 4 to 10 days, and you get something for around $7. Now, the moment you start doing more numbers with this, and you can email the seller, or even before you do that, you can just give it a shot before you even sell anything. Email the seller and see if you can get a better price. And I guarantee you, if you're doing a lot of numbers on this, you can definitely get this way down. You could even get it to $4 if you're doing decent volume. Sell it for 12, and you're getting 4 to 10 day shipping from the US to the US. So now let's take a look at Amazon ASIN. So if you go to the Amazon listing and you scroll down, there should be this ASIN. So that's their Amazon identifier code. If you copy that and you go to amazon-asin.com, or if you just copy the whole link and paste it in, you'll get the results. So what it will do is it will give you the applicable FBA fees here that you'll, if you're choosing to sell this on Amazon, you can see the fees, the total fulfillment fees. So you can basically do this in your calculations when you're finding the products. What we're looking for here, because we may not be selling it on Amazon, we may be selling it on Shopify, is the product potential. So sales and revenue, the potential is high. So there's definitely a lot of volume there in swim goggles. You can see some other keywords here. So here's the other tool, merchant words. So we've typed in swim goggles and you can see 1.259 million results on or million monthly searches on Amazon. So it's an estimate, but you can also try, for example, sports bra. And there we have 2.6 million. So this is a great way to see if, one, something has enough volume for you to get into. So the search volume is very high for this. And then also two, seasonality. This is evergreen. All year round women will need sports bras. And then the same thing for swim goggles. So there's a lot of indoor pools that people use even in the winter and they'll still swim. So boom, evergreen. So if you pay for the pro version, you can see more, but really this, top figure here is the one with the most volume. So there's definitely a lot of volume if you use merchant words and you find it out that way. Here's another way. We've took the ASIN and entered it into Sonar, and you can see here, swimming goggles has a high search volume. So the lower search volume looks like this, and the higher ones look like this. And you can also see the word PPC here, meaning pay per click. So on Amazon, there are actively people paying for advertising per click as sponsored listings to advertise their product, swim goggles. So for example, if I go into Amazon here and I type in swim goggles, you can see it says sponsored by Agend, which is the product we were just looking at. So anytime someone clicks the ads up here, Agend will pay a portion to Amazon, and that click to their page may result in a sale, and that's why they do it. Here's another sponsored listing, and here's more sponsored listings. Okay, here's another one, keyword tool. So if you enter swim goggles in, you can also see some related tool or some related keywords with this tool. So swim goggles for kids, swim goggles for men, swim goggles for women, swim goggles youth. So here's another one for kids. You may want to brand yours and find one that's smaller that can fit kids, or see if maybe this one, if you tighten the band, if it's fine for kids. But that's all in the product research. You can also see the trend of the search. So there are some, like if I go into sports bra, the trending is a bit more consistent there. So you may want something where it's not as up and down, or it's not as seasonal. But that's up to you to do here, and this is just another tool that you can use. Here we go. So here's the FBA calculator for Amazon sellers. Now this is a great tool for when you are on your product. What you can do is if you install that in Google Chrome, you can click and go continue without login. It'll automatically pull this into here and let you run some numbers. So this is $11.99. If we're selling a similar product, let's say we're getting it for $3. We enter in the product cost there. $3. Let's say it's costing you $2 to ship to Amazon. Calculate. Boom, you can see your net profitability, which it isn't so good in this case. But what's more important is you can see the estimated sales. So you can see that this will do probably around 100 sales per day, and you can try this across all different products, and it'll give you a great idea there. Here's another one. So this is Neil Patel has this tool called Uber Suggest. So with this, you can find out, in this case, how many searches per month swim goggles is getting in the United States, the difficulty if you're trying to rank for SEO, and the paid difficulty. So here you can see it says it has high search volume, around 27,000 searches per month. So 22,000, 27,000, 22. And then again, you can see swim goggles and then prescription swim goggles, which ones are the best. So people are searching for reviews, and swim goggles for kids. Basically there you go. we just wanted to go through Empire Flippers and also give you some more tools, Amazon bestsellers, AliExpress. Also, another quick note, if you're in AliExpress, when you're under a product, on the right here, it says recommended for you. So sometimes, if you're researching a niche and then you start researching products, if you're going through, you'll see other products. So sometimes they may be completely unrelated, but like right here, like we have this shoe, and I also did see this under the Amazon bestsellers in the sporting goods section. And this is it's like a shoe that is waterproof, or that you can go in the water with. It's like a swimming shoe. And right there, 3,000 reviews, 13,000 orders, 4.8 stars, mostly 5 and 4 stars, 85%, and then 11%. So this looks like it's another potential winning product. And the last thing that I want to touch on is just Google search. So from a simple Google search for swim goggles, I found this article from nymag.com. It's a review article, updated 2019. So the best swim goggles according to instructors, coaches, and competitive swimmers. So here we go. Speedo Vanquisher, that's $17. Best goggles for new swimmers, $30 at Amazon, $10 at Amazon, $17 at Amazon, $15, $22 at Amazon, $23 at Amazon, $24 at Amazon, $70 at Swim Outlet, $24. So what you can see from here is that compared to the hot seller that we saw on Amazon, which was selling, let's look at it here, at around, I think this one's $18.99. The one that we looked at was $11.99, and it came with a case. Compared to that, these ones are definitely all much more expensive. $18, $30, $35, $14. So these are, and these are the kids ones here for $9, $14. So it looks like we can actually get away with selling these for a bunch more. So if we look at the FBA calculator again, let's just open up the product page and click it again here. Continue without login. Now we can do something different. So FBA is fulfillment by Amazon, but there's also FBM, which is fulfillment by merchant. So if you're selling product, you would be the merchant. So let's say instead of shipping it from Amazon, you're shipping it from yourself. So now instead of selling it for $11.99, let's say you decide to sell it for $19.99. And again, you get the one here, which costs $3. Then what you can do is ship it. Let's say shipping costs you around $2, and maybe another $1 throw on in handling. Boom, $14 of margin there. And again, you can still see it's the same figure that we found before, but you're looking at around 100 sales that this product is making daily, and that's just off of Amazon. If you're targeting Facebook, if you're doing Google, if you're doing Pinterest, if you're doing YouTube ads, or a number of other places where you can find this target audience that is interested in swimming. Maybe you do some advertising on some blogs of swimming technique or whatever, if you find a related blog. But there's a ton of volume out there, and we verified that with things like Ubersuggest. There is search volume. So this definitely seems like a product with numbers, and we just found that randomly by starting with Empire Flippers, finding the sports niche, and there was that one article or that one listing which said that they have some bestsellers in sports. So we looked at some of the bestsellers, and this seems to be a bestseller right now in sports. So it's just a great way of using the tool. So if we go back to the presentation here, what we can see is we went through all the tools. So there's the Amazon bestsellers, there's AliExpress recommended for you search, there's Amazon-asin.com, there's merchant words, there's sonar-tool.com, keywordtool.io, the Amazon FBA calculator Chrome app, and then there's Ubersuggest to find Google search volume. And those are just tools that we can use when we're analyzing niches. You find it on Empire Flippers, you see, okay, this is a cool niche. Then you go to Amazon bestsellers and you see, okay, boom, we found the product swim goggles. And then you use all these other tools just to see if there's a high volume there. So one other thing that I'd like to mention is once you're on the website here for Empire Flippers and you're in the marketplace, something that is immensely useful is the seller interviews. So not everyone's going to have it, but right now, if we look, sort by current or, even sold, I believe you can sort by seller interviews. So, if we go to current right now and we go seller interview, now you'll get all the ones with just seller interviews. And, if we go back and we go monthly net profit, let's sort these ones and let's pick the ones. Okay, here we go. There's one with $66,000 in monthly net profit and it has an interview. So if you click into this and you scroll all the way down in the listing, you will see a YouTube video from their YouTube channel. So this is 21 minutes long and it will basically be an interview with the seller. And I've listened to a bunch of these and they're really valuable, and they're very candid. The sellers are just giving you the story of their business, how they made it, and sometimes they'll reveal stuff which will be very useful to you, and it's extremely valuable. You can tell they're not really giving you false numbers, because if you scroll right up into the listing, you have their proof of their traffic and you have their proof of their income, and you can really suss out just their vibe and their energy and maybe pick up some great tips. So that's amazing. Where else can you go that you have verifiable monthly net profit of upwards of 40K, 50K a month, and then you can listen to a long 15 or 20 minute, this one's a 30-minute interview with the person who made that business. So and really just get all the similar details that you get here, but way more in depth. So there you go. There you have it. Those are the tools, and I'd highly recommend using Empire Flippers as one of your sources for finding $2.7 million businesses, $1 million businesses, $100,000 businesses are valued at different prices, and businesses that can make you upwards of 82K plus profit per month. And then there is that added benefit of some of them you will be able to hear the owner and listen to the interview with them. So there you go. That's just a quick technique that you can use, and I hope you use it and enjoy it, and like and subscribe, and we're going to be bringing a lot more amazing content for you in the future.